undertaking a very big training, and I hope you are ready. Please bring in your notepads and pens and cup of tea or something like that, so that you completely are immersed. You'll learn what to do about the sleep disturbances that you have for your child. Because I don't know about you, I myself have suffered for about 2.5 years with my son Muhammad before we finally got into the track of helping him get to better sleep, better understanding, better speech, focus, communication, and everything in between. So today I want to help you out with sleep disturbances of your child, because a lot of the parents DMs me, tells me in the comments in our group, in our Instagram page, and pretty much wherever I am talking to them, that one of the most important problem that they or you guys face is sleep disturbances. So I am going to be talking a lot about that today. Without further ado, let's start. Okay. So I am going to be sharing a screen with you. I hope you are seeing that right now. Can you please tell me in the comment if you are seeing this properly? Because I would like to know if you are watching this whole training and the slides correctly, because there is no point in going on if you do not see. Let me see myself. Okay, I can see myself. I am clear and ready to roll. All right. So today, as I was saying, our topic is autism sleep disorder and how to overcome that. Okay, so as a part of Tuesdays with Dr. T, I welcome you all to our weekly episodes, whereby we talk everything about autism recovery, transformation, and success. All right, let's dive in. So first of all, you need to know the biochemistry of sleep. Okay, so sleep, or just going to La La Land, is very much easy for a lot of the kids, but for autism and kids with as well as ADHD, they suffer a lot. They have a lot of trouble going to sleep. They have a lot of trouble staying asleep, not waking up multiple times, or maybe waking up and then not going to bed until dawn, right? So let me know in the comment if this is resonating with you, because I would very much like to talk with you. And this Tuesdays with Dr. T is not just me giving lectures. I want this to be a facet and a communication between you and me. Okay, so let me know in the comment if you have any question, if you're suffering with your child currently, and let's dive in. So the reason why sleep duration and quality differs and sometimes gets affected are due to various reasons. So the number one is environmental: noise, lighting, temperature. So for example, if you live in a city, in a big city, whereby you have a lot of chaos and noise going around, or maybe in your home there are lots of television in the background, or maybe neighbors screaming and shouting, a train going by, all of those noises that we adults take in as normal is actually not helping them go to sleep and feel that sleepiness. Okay, then lighting is another issue. I believe if you are in North America, or if you are in Europe and any place other than Asia, we actually get a lot of daylight during summer and in the summerish kind of time. So what happens is, if the sun is going down later, then the child has a lot of time catching up with the melatonin production. Okay, we are going to be talking more about that in a bit. So apart from the environmental noise, lighting, there is temperature that affects, how cold or hot the room is. And then the biological mechanism, which we call as the circadian rhythm. Okay, so circadian rhythm is the rhythm that is inbuilt in your child's body, in your child's psyche and system, which helps your child go to bed and wake up in a certain amount of time, Then caffeine, and of course your child is not getting alcohol, but caffeine is not just from coffee or tea. If your child eats a lot of chocolates, chocolate has caffeine too. Okay, so if your child eats a lot of chocolate, eats a lot of sugar, then it will be hard for you to take your child to bed and keep him under covers. Okay, all right, the next point, we pretty much already know that digital media use, gadgets, phone, laptop, iPad, tablets, and all of those things, that TV that we use. But I have seen the most harmful are the ones the child holds in the hand, mobile or tablet or tab, right, or iPad. So those are the things that the child actually is holding onto like this, and then they're looking at it. The blue light is more intense when the child is holding on to the gadget rather than something from the far, like TV. Okay, so I'm not saying that keep giving your child TV a lot more than the gadget. What I'm saying is TV has a little less of an enemy for your child's sleep than the handheld gadgets. Okay, and then also schools are starting time, homeworks, and other social activities. So social activities is, let's say, if you are staying just you and your family, that's pretty much okay. But a lot of us actually lives with our parents, our grandparents, with our other extended family members. So what happened is, if there are lots of people in one family, they're not going to be sleeping in the same time. So the child may find that his or her favorite grandfather or grandmother is not going to bed, so he wants to spend time with him or her, or maybe he or she wants to play with the sibling because the sibling is not going to bed either. All of those things affects as well. Okay, all right. So the two neurochemicals or hormones that affect your child's mood as well as sleep are melatonin and serotonin. Do you know that both are actually interchangeable? So when your child's body is producing serotonin, the serotonin actually can change into melatonin and vice versa. Okay, so by definition, melatonin is a hormone produced mainly in the pineal gland. Pineal gland is somewhere around here. So if your child is directly looking to a gadget, that blue light is going to the eye and then to the brain. So it's very much closely affected. Do you understand that now? Okay. And serotonin is a monoamine neurotransmitter. Okay. I don't want to make this a lot of scientific jargon. I want to make this simple and effective, and so that you understand what's going on, because a lot of the times when others use medical terms, we become scared. Okay, one of the reasons we get scared of trying new things or having faith on anything other than what the doctor is telling us is because we are scared of the scientific jargons and the ways that people talks about things. So I want to make it easy. Okay, so melatonin is increased at dark and serotonin is increased in the daylight. For example, let's say it's 8 p.m. but then your child's room is flooded with white light, with fluorescent light, right? A lot of us use tube lights, use ambient lights. So all of those lights, if they're very, very shiny and bright, they will affect the child's melatonin level as well. So keep that in mind when you are, organizing the lifestyle of your child. And then the serotonin is produced in sunlight. So when daytime starts, that's when the body starts producing serotonin. Okay, so melatonin helps your child go to sleep, and serotonin helps your child to stay awake, keep awake, and also to have good mood. So if your child is not producing one in a nice amount, then the other gets affected. Sleep and mood that's why very much affected, very much connected. If your child is sleeping properly, then your child is also having good mood. Okay, all right, so let's take a closer look at the sleep and mood hormones. Okay, so when we are eating something, let's say we eat food, eggs, grains, and things like that, so that food is going to our body, we are digesting that, and then tryptophan is produced. From there we get serotonin, and then serotonin gets transferred into melatonin. Okay, so serotonin once again affects your child's mood, cognition. So cognition means how your child understands commands and reacts to it. So if you were giving your child a lot of commands and then your child is not understanding the commands, our reason is because your child is not producing serotonin. And also that's one of the reasons why your child is hyperactive and not having good mood as well. So all of those things, and as well as memory is also affected by serotonin, along with sleep and wakefulness, okay? And then the serotonin is then transferred or made into melatonin, which affects the sleep and wake cycles. It affects immune function. So immune function is when your child's body can fight against invasion of, disease, infection, and things like that, okay? I hope this is not too scientific for you guys, okay? All right, so a basic idea on why gut healing and food is so much important, okay? Because you guys know me, I talk a lot about gut healing, and I also talk a lot about gut healthy food and how food affects an autism child, okay? So if you see to the right, you can see that the ASD, autism spectrum disorder kids, have problem with sleep dysregulation and behavior dysregulation. And as you can see with the two markers, sleep and behavior are two-way communication. Sleep affects behavior and behavior affects sleep, okay? And sleep and behavior all are connected to the autism spectrum disorder. So now that you know that sleep and behavior is connected and they affect the autism child, the reason why sleep and behavior is affecting the autism child is because the autism child's gut is imbalanced. So now take a look in the left side of the structure of the picture that I have for you. In very simple term, you don't have to read all of that, just listen to me. In very simple term, when you eat food, when your child eats food, after that, what happens? Your child's body starts digesting the food. So if your child's body cannot digest the food properly, it cannot produce the important serotonin and tryptophans. You get it? The most important mood boosting food is tryptophan, which later creates serotonin and melatonin. So when you give your child a food, let's say sugar or starchy food or grain-based food or milk, your child cannot digest those food properly. And if he or she cannot digest those food, that food then affects the production of tryptophan, which affects the production of serotonin and melatonin, okay? So when we eat something, the tryptophan goes to the gut, and then the gut converts the tryptophan to serotonin, and then the serotonin to the melatonin. So now that you know that your child's sleep and behavior are affected due to melatonin and serotonin, and both serotonin and melatonin are produced 80% in your child's gut. 80% of the melatonin and serotonin that your child needs for mood and sleep is produced in the gut. So that's why we talk a lot about gut healing and gut health. Got it? I hope you are getting it. Okay. Now let me give you some solutions. So as I keep saying, the number one solution for anything that we work on is food. Okay, because food is nature's way of treating symptoms. Food is nature's way of nourishment, nurturing, supporting, grounding, and everything that a human body needs. Okay, so you guys keep on seeing, if you do a little bit of a Google search on the food sources of melatonin, you will get barley, wheat, rice and milk also as example of melatonin boosters. But you guys already know, let me take a sip of water. But you guys already know that I always talk about grain-free and milk-free diet, okay? So I have prepared a little list of things I want you guys to write down. Or if you don't have a pen and paper handy, please come back and then write down the foods that I'm talking about now. Because if you give them in plenty of amount and regularly, along with the other tips that I'm going to be sharing with you just in a minute, you will be conquering sleep in as little as a few weeks, inshallah. Okay. So the foods that affect and increase melatonin are eggs, walnut, strawberry, capsicum or bell pepper, tomatoes, mustard seeds, sprouted soybean, lentils or dal. You know, for if you are giving dal, please remember not to give the red lentil or masoor dal, okay? Because mosharid dal or the red lentil, they are hard to digest, okay? And whenever you are giving your child lentils and legumes and beans, please soak them overnight to make them more digestible, okay? Then you can give him or her kidney bean, green bean, mushroom is a good source, fish, meat, for example, turkey, chicken, they are all rich in tryptophan, grapes, star cherries, and pistachio nuts. In other nuts, actually, almonds are also good for that as well. So nuts, seeds, beans, fish, chicken, beef, and fruits. All of these things actually give and produce and help your child's body to produce a lot of melatonin, okay? The other things that you can do for your child is to do gut cleansing, okay? We talk a lot about gut cleansing when inside the program. So what gut cleansing is it's making sure that your child is pooping regularly and in large quantities so that there is no stored poop. Your child is peeing regularly. Your child's gut is pretty much clean so that the gut can focus more on producing serotonin and melatonin rather than fighting with pathogens and candida and other stuff like that, okay? So you can, the third thing that you will need is gut healing diet, which I talk a lot. And a gut healing diet is a grain-free, milk-free diet, okay? If you don't know, if you are new to our group and this is the first thing that you are seeing, or if you're new to my YouTube channel, and this is the first video that you are seeing, I would like you to go to my grain-free and milk-free trainings that I already have in the group and also in the YouTube, in my channel, so that you can go through and learn how to go about with that gut healing diet. At home, on your own, it doesn't take a lot of money, by the way, okay? All right, the fourth point is playing outside in nature. So I always tell my clients and my students and also to you all in the community that your child needs to play outside. Thing is, in modern life, we are more pretty much stuck at home, okay? And during pandemic, it became a lot worse. It became a lot worse, right? So what your child and yourself, we all humans need natural grounding. We all need to walk on the ground, walk barefoot on the grass, play in the grass and things like that. So your child will have a better sleep schedule when your child plays in the sun outside with muds and everything, okay? The fifth thing that you can do is gadget restriction. Okay, how to do that? Gadget restriction can be done slowly and ensure that your child is not having any handheld gadgets 2 hours before bedtime. So if you want to get your child to bed at 10 p.m., make sure your child is not watching anything on the gadget, on a handheld one at least, or any other gadgets, 2 hours, like 8 p.m.-ish, okay? Because when we restrict the gadget, the blue light, which affects melatonin production, is not there, so your child's body can naturally produce melatonin, okay? The sixth point is no sugar. Yeah, I think we all know that. Sugar causes your child be hyperactive, having lots of energy, and until that energy reduces, goes away, your child cannot go to sleep, okay? All right, so the seventh point is having a great conductive lifestyle and home environment. How you and your husband goes about life affects your child's sleep as well. So if your home is somewhere where you guys are fighting, screaming, shouting at each other, and pretty much stressed, upset, depressed, that affects your child. Not just your child's sleep, but your child's mood, your child's cognition, your child's ability to become the best version of himself or herself. Okay? So you need to make sure that you have a great lifestyle, you have a great conductive, nurturing, relaxed nighttime routines that will help you all unwind, get to, get collaboration, get to love each other, get comfortable, get in the sleep zone, okay? Because if you are hectic and frantic and running around, you will not want to sleep. Your child will not also want to sleep, okay? So when your child wakes up in the morning, that's when he or she should have the most physical activity. As the day goes on and the night comes on, the physical and mental and emotional, all sorts of activities should gradually reduce, okay? Let's say on the left-hand side is the day and the right-hand side is the night, okay? So during the day when your child wakes up, he or she needs to move the body, let go of the energy, get physical, get lots of activities, because kids have a lot of energy. You might not have energy, but your kid have a lot of energy, and that's normal. Your child to have a lot of energy is normal, because you yourself, when you were a child, you had a lot of energy too. I don't know why we forget that our kids are just being kids. A lot of time we are like, the kids should behave like adults, right? They should just sit properly at a corner, read a book, and be adult. That's not possible, and that should not be the case as well, okay? So during the day, your child needs to have lots of physical activities, because come night, so that he's tired, his energy goes down. The daytime energy needs to rise, and the nighttime energy needs to go down. But what we do during the day, our children don't get enough physical activity, so they don't know how to let go of those nervous energy, of all those extra energy. So at night they have a lot of energy, okay? So all those lots of energy plus gadgets plus sugar plus noise and pretty much everything going on around affects your child's sleep, okay? The eighth thing that we are usually prescribed by our doctor friends are melatonin supplements or sometimes sleep pills. I would beg you guys to not use those, because if you follow the other 7 points that I have said, you do not need the melatonin supplement. The thing is, we are so much tired ourselves, exhausted ourselves, that we want shortcut solution. You wanting to have shortcut solution will affect your child's health and well-being. So just give a little bit more extra effort, because you are already giving effort. Why not give effort in the right track, in the right direction, so your child can grow and get the best potential, right? Okay, so we came to the end of our presentation here, and I'm totally in the phase at this moment. I want you guys to share down below in the comments what you learned from today's mini training, okay? Because as a summary, as a reminder, I want to tell you guys, the way we conduct our life affects not just us, but our kids. And the way that we think in modern life is not really healthy for any of us, let alone a kid on the spectrum. Because you are so tired, because your child is not sleeping well, so we tend to get to the doctors, and then we are being prescribed supplements like melatonin and maybe even sleeping pill kind of situation. Because you, most of you, if you're not pharmacist or a nurse or a doctor yourself, you will not know what medicine is actually being prescribed to you. right? I remember when I went to the doctor with Muhammad at 7-month-old, to a very renowned doctor in Bangladesh, a very old professor. He gave my son phenobarbital, and phenobarbital is a sleeping pill, to a 7-month-old boy. The doctor gave my child sleeping pills when he was just 7-month-old because he was having sleep disorder. I wish I knew. By the way, I did not give him the sleeping pills because I am a freaking pharmacist with a PhD by that time already, alhamdulillah. So I knew, and I even asked that guy, like, but this is sleeping pill. You are prescribing my 7-month-old a sleeping pill? And then the doctor said, it's okay, it's just low dose, nothing will happen. I beg to differ. If you are a pharmacist, and I know a lot of my students and colleagues, pharmacists, are in the group as well, or maybe you are somebody just coming and talking to me today. Sleeping pills are never good for your body and brain. And if your child is a child, of course it's a child, then it affects the brain, it dulls the brain, it reduces cognition, and we don't need those things. You can revive the brain by following the seven things that we talked about today: changing food, gut balance, sleeping pattern, routines. All of those things will help your child and yourself. So let's take a oath today that from here on, we will not focus on supplements or shortcuts. I love shortcut. I am the queen of shortcut, but there are some places for not shortcuts. And one of that is not supplementing sleep substances to your child, because your child's body needs to produce melatonin and serotonin on his or her own. And you can do that very easily at the comfort of your home without spending a lot of money or running around to doctors or other people. You know, there are sleep coaches also. I'm not saying they are wrong. What I'm saying is it's not working for your child. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for my clients and students. And if you are listening to me today, it haven't worked for you also. That's why you were listening. Okay. So I want you to go today with this knowledge that you are enough. You are the expert of your child. And you, even though you are not a healthcare student or healthcare professional, you deserve to know the truth about human body and how your child's body reacts to things and how you can achieve success, transformation, everything that your child deserves and needs to reach their best potential. Thank you so much for coming. If you are watching me on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Share this video with other parents who are struggling and suffering with their child not going to sleep. Because trust me, if you haven't slept properly in the morning, you will be more inclined to shout at your child, at your spouse, at your colleagues, at your in-laws. And that's not a nice thing to do. Yes, I have been there, done that, no more. Okay. So I will leave all the notes in the description below. Let me know how did you like this. And if you have more topics you want me to cover, I'll see you in the next one. Okay.